Okay, it's time to jump into Rfactor 2, where we're going to check out the updated Corvette c6.R GT2 car along with the updated Portugal racetrack. On the gas, whoa! Now, I've set the track to normal grip levels. For those of you that don't know, Rfactor 2 has a dynamic road system, so as cars drive around it, it builds up grip. There's a racing line that builds up, and that's also you know, with the weather as well. So the track's basically alive. But if you join the track with it set to completely green, it's as if the track's been polished by cleaners and meticulously gone around it. And as a result, it's like driving with concrete tires on an ice rink. So, as I say, we've set the track to normal grip levels. And we've also got the AI set to about 90%, which is probably slightly too slow, but with this being the first time I've driven this car and played Rfactor 2 for a while, I wasn't too confident, so we've basically put them on easy mode, just for the sake of this video. But, jumping into the car, and it feels pretty decent. The force feedback's mostly communicating what's going on. Car seems nice and nimble. It is a little bit, as I say, it's a little bit. It's very sensitive on the accelerator, especially at the tighter angles. You're going to have to be faster than Stephen Hawkins when it comes to anticipating the rear end and counter steering to make sure that you don't lose control. And as you can see on the brakes, I'm also having to be very ginger on the brake, because a little bit too much braking, as soon as you lock the wheels up, the car just starts rotating again. Now, fortunately, whoa, what's he braking there for? As soon as you take your foot off the brake, the car does bite back in again. So you do get a bit of a reprieve, and you can make mistakes, but you're going to have to be incredibly careful. And the AI trying to, they're using the Darren Brown technique of driving here, where they're flashing the brake lights on enough to hypnotise me in the hopes that will cause me to just drive off into the crowd. But it's not working as we pass them on the outside. Now the track, detail-wise, it's been a while since I've played the Portugal racetrack or Rfactor 2. Been very naughty and been playing more iRacing and Assetto Corsa than Rfactor 2, but we're back in it now. But the track, from what I remember, it seems as if I'm not running this on full graphics, but it seems as if the details are slightly better, in that there's more side details to the track, and the textures seem a little bit more detailed in some ways, a little bit more believable, maybe a little bit more muted and neutral, but that seems to make it look more believable than before. Previously, the older version of the track, of course this could have been more just my graphics settings I had it on, looked a bit cartoony in some regards. Also, I think the road surface in the new version of the track looks as if they've added a bit more resolution to the track mesh. This could be me just completely imagining things, you know, this often happens when content's updated in driving simulators, but it does appear to me as if the track mesh is slightly high detailed as well, and as a result the cars seem to be riding over the bumps in a more convincing manner. But that'll be interesting to double check on the last 2 or 3 corners, because that used to be really quite sharp. Hopefully they smooth that off a little bit. Whoa! You put your foot on the accelerator. You're going to have to catch this so fast. The curb in here, really, really very slippy. And there you go, I put a bit too much brake on, and as a result, the car started going out a bit. Yeah, I think that seems a little bit smoother. So I'd hazard a guess and say the main updates to the track is that the track mesh is slightly higher resolution. There's more objects at the side of the track, and I think the texture work's been improved. To me, it looks more believable, more neutral, more realistic than what I remember in the past. I also think the skybox details, or the surrounding distance details on track, looks as if they've been improved as well, with some nicer trees. And of course, trees are one of the most important features of any driving game. So I think we've only got 2 or 3 more laps, because we've set this to an absurd 5-lap race, or 5-minute race, as I felt that would probably be enough time for me to cover the basics. But yeah, the car's, you know, it's still got the same character as it had before. Still, you're going to have to be really careful on the accelerator and brake, but you know, that's part of the challenge of this vehicle, and part of the challenge of playing Rfactor 2. And well, you just have to keep on your toes, really. Oh, there we go. Should get to the front of this. As I say, the AI is set to about 90%. Probably should have set them to 100 really. Some tracks you can set the AI to 90 and they'll actually be really decent, but I think the tracks with tighter corners AI tends to be a bit slower, so you're better off putting them to a higher setting. Let's just let's scratch his paintwork, it's fine. But in comparison to some other simulators, if I was to sort of compare this car, it definitely seems far more happy to just like that. I felt pretty much out of control there. It's a lot more happy to just lose control. Feels as if it's lost complete grip. Now I don't know if it has lost complete grip or if it's just the limitations of the G25 conveying the grip. But it's very easy to get the car in a state where you're pretty much a passenger, compared to a Assetto Corsa where a lot of the time, even if you're in some kind of slide, you normally feel like you're pretty much in control, unless you've done something really wrong. Let's just drift this a little bit. There we go. Compared to iRacing, I think it's got a lot more controllable slip. iRacing seems, again, with a lot of the cars that I drive in iRacing, seems to have a very sharp fall off to it. So this car to me feels somewhat in between how you'd expect the handling in iRacing and in Assetto Corsa. But of course, every simulator is its own thing. Now, some of you might be wondering, why don't I play more Rfactor 2? The main reason is, simply put, I don't normally race offline with AI, and Rfactor 2 is a bit dead online, so it really stops me playing it. I like to just jump in online and play Assetto Corsa and iRacing with people online, be it on a public server, a bunch of friends, or a sort of organised race. Now, if you like playing with AI, you like playing offline, then Rfactor 2 is absolutely fantastic, and it's very much like Game Stock Car, where the AI in both the games is superb. What are we doing? So definitely, if you haven't got Rfactor 2 or you haven't tried it, try the latest demo, because they've changed some of the cars in that, and try doing some driving against the AI, because you'll probably really enjoy it. I have to say, this car, if you go just marginally over the limit, you really do end up with a brown trouser time. Whoa! You can counter steer it and put the power on a bit though. I don't feel like it's a productive way to drive the vehicle. You're definitely going to want to be not going over the limit at all and just keeping it in line and pointing as straight as possible, because you're just going to be losing all your time and slowly shifting off the track. But I think that's the finish line. I think there's the finish flag, so we are finished. But I have to say, it's one of the cars that comes with the game. We just downloaded it through the installer that they added about, I think it's probably like 8 or so months ago. Updated the game completely flawlessly. Downloaded the update version of the car on the track pretty much instantaneously, and we were away driving it. So that's fantastic. And I think Rfactor 2 is a lot more user friendly than it was when it first started out. So we'll probably be doing some more Rfactor 2 coverage in the future, but for now, that is the new updated Portugal and the updated Corvette C6.R. I really like GT2 cars. I really like this vehicle. I'm going to have to go and swap my trousers out from the amount of times that we've lost control. There we go, just driving the wall to finish it off. It's only a couple of £1,000 worth of damage, it's fine. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed this little video introducing you to the content and a little bit of a natter about Rfactor 2. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, if there's anything Rfactor 2 or other simulators or games that you'd like me to cover, and make sure you click the subscribe button, like, and join us on our Facebook page. All the links are in the video description. Until next time, goodbye.